Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Danny, mama of two. This is my son, Riker. He's gonna be my model for today's video. In this video, I am reviewing LÍLLÉbaby's Dragonfly wrap. Quick little disclaimer, while I will be showing you how I put it on and demonstrating that the intended purpose for this video is for review purposes. I'll put LÍLLÉbaby's instructional video, their official one, in the description box if that's what you're looking for. Alright, let's get into the review. I currently have this wrap because, if we're being real honest, Amazon Lightning deal got me. I have a baby Catan and it's just one size, so whenever I saw this and I saw that it had a back support, plus you don't have to do a whole lot of tying, just it's very minimal compared to traditional wraps, I was like, wow, that will be great, because while I love my Catan, my husband and I both can't wear it. He doesn't like to baby wear that often, but it kind of takes the option away, and our baby really loves to be baby worn, so it would be nice if we at least had the option where he could do it. I have another carrier type thing, but he seems to find it uncomfortable. I will say my husband has not worn this since I've had it. I've had it for about a month now, and there's a few things I like about it, but there's a lot of things that I don't like about it. Overall, my opinion is, and I feel bad saying this because I've heard such wonderful things about LÍLLÉbaby in general, but my overall opinion is that it's just okay. But let me explain why. I'll give you the pros and cons, and then you can decide for yourself. Also, if you have any questions, something I didn't cover, be sure to leave a comment below and I'll try and answer that as soon as I see it. But just please keep in mind to be patient with me. I do have two kiddos, but I will try and respond promptly-ish. And also, my husband's CNC machine is running on the other side of this wall. I don't know if that's super loud background. I can hear it, but I don't know how much the camera's picking up. So I'm gonna try and talk a little louder and hopefully it'll be okay. Overall, like, the fabric is extremely soft. I really love the fabric. Like, it just feels like really comfy and I really, really love it. One thing I don't love about the fabric is well, I don't want it to be like overly stretchy where I feel like the baby's gonna fall out. It's not stretchy enough in my opinion, so like it doesn't really give it all. Like, I'm pulling quite hard right now and it's still not doing. So the problem is see right now, because I'm standing still, it's fine. However, if I were to do a walking around, I have to hold my hand here to support his head if I'm gonna be doing a lot of movement, because this fabric here, no matter how hard I try, won't stay. Like, I can get it around his head to hold it, like tuck his head in there, but as soon as I let go, okay, listen, I've never been able to get it even weight this much. I'm like, you're gonna think I'm lying, I swear. Never does this. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. See, I have his head tucked now. This is about as good as I can get it, and then a lot of times it will pop off, but it seems to be holding it really well right this second. Maybe it's user error, I don't know. But like, I would like this to go over a little bit more if I could. With that being said, I feel like I should also let you know, my baby is quite large. He was 9 pounds 14 ounces at birth, and now he's 5.5 months. At his 4-month checkup, he was 16 pounds. So we're getting close to the 6 month mark. I'm curious what he's gonna be, but yeah, so he's pretty large. He's still within the weight requirements. I believe this one goes to 30 pounds. Another thing that kind of bugs me about the fabric, but it's just the type of fabric, it's really not that big of a deal. I'm just used to a different fabric is the only reason I even notice it. But he's in a drooling stage, he's a teething baby, and it's kind of drying now, but you can kind of see, like, he leaves like little wet marks all over it when he's drooling, which is fine. It stays kind of damp. Like, this all right here is damp right now. Another thing about the fabric is it is pretty thin, so it's pretty cool to wear. I live in South Alabama. It's extremely humid and hot, but it seems to do okay for us, especially if I wear it like in the morning or late in the evening. If I go outside, it does get a little warm, but it's pretty comfortable considering the circumstances. Let me look at my notes. I made notes so I wouldn't ramble on forever. when I put him in, if he's really wiggly, he loves to be warm, but whenever he's getting tired, he fights his sleep. He's like, wait a minute, I know I'm about to fall asleep, and he starts wiggling a lot. And then I'm gonna pull this down. See this V here, like where the fabric wraps over him? He's already wiggled it off a little. I don't want to wake him up. He can wiggle down, and like this starts sliding off of him, and he can get his arms out. And so I find that as a safety hazard because I feel like he could just fall out of it. Like the bottom half feels very secure. So I just keep my hand there, and it's not that big of a deal, but it's just something to keep in mind. And then once he goes to sleep, like this, see, I can move around just fine, and with his head tucked, it's still fine. I'm gonna move over a lot, or I'm gonna bend over. Like I said, I have to support his head, otherwise it'll just pop right out of this fabric. And sometimes, depending on how tight I have it, I can't stretch this enough to even get it over his head this much. Like I think this is probably the most I've ever gotten it over his head, and of course it did it on the video. I don't know, that's another thing. Like a traditional wrap, you do have to kind of gauge the tightness a little, like not too tight, but obviously not too loose either. All right, so the big selling point for this wrap that made me want to buy it and try it out, other than the fact, well, there was two of them. The fact that there's not a ton of tying involved, because I used to have a traditional wrap with my first baby, and I really loved it, but it was my first baby. Now I have a toddler and a baby, and so when I'm in a hurry, it's a lot quicker to tie this versus all that fabric. And the other thing with all that fabric with the traditional wraps is it drags the ground. So at home, it's fine, it is what it is. But if we were to go out somewhere, it drags the floor, it's just gross. So that's why I liked the idea that this one would not do that, but it was still size adjustable. The other thing that appealed to me is this back piece. I see what they were trying to do, and in theory, I feel like it should work. However, I actually do not find it that supportive. It's okay. Traditional wraps, and even my baby Catan, they pull it an X like this across your back. This one is like a V, so like on your shoulders, and then on the bottom part, right here, it just like pulls across like this, like parallel. So it's like a V like this at the top, and then like this at the bottom. And I find that after a little while of wearing it, my back actually does start to hurt a little bit, which I don't have an issue with my other wrap, my Catan. So I'm like right here. See how it pulls out? It's just not, it needs to be pulling down, or like at an angle, like to finish the X so that it's not a V. In theory, I see what they were trying to do. However, I just don't find that it's actually doing what it was intended to. I think because it's like pulling almost too much up here, or it's like pulling weird here. I don't know. I just know that after a while of wearing it, kind of like right in this area of my back, starts kind of aching a little. It's not super bad. It's still tolerable. I still feel fine to wear the wrap. It's just enough to be like, eh. Also, if you're curious, I got the color Moss, and I like it pretty good. When I'm gonna put him in, I put him on the shoulder first, that the fabric is on top, so that way the under fabric can go on his leg first. So I put that on, and then I swap him over before I even adjust it. I adjust a little, but not much, and then I put it on. And then I make sure that this, I'm bad about getting this part twisted, so a lot of times I have to correct it. So once I have both legs in, I find it much easier than to go back and grab the under fabric and make sure it's even, and then the over fabric and make sure it's even. And obviously, I never ever let go of him until I feel like he is 100% secure, and I even keep my hand on him, well, if he's wiggling, like I said, the whole time, or until I can get this fabric over him.
I just wanna get you on my grid sometimes, on my grid sometimes. All my friends are saying that I waste my time, that I waste my time. I don't wanna tell you, I know if you care. Repeating my mind, rolling around, stuck in your bed. Burning temptation, I just cannot hide it.
With this wrap, I feel like it's super easy for him to get his arms out, and it's fine. Like if my hands are here, he still feels secure, but I do not feel comfortable enough, even though he can control his head fine, to take my arms off of him unless he's asleep, because he can wiggle out of it so easily. And I feel like if he were to rear back, that he would just, like, it would continue like opening and he would just fall right out. While he's awake, I feel like he's still pretty secure if I just keep my hand here, and then every few minutes I just, if it feels like it's getting looser, I tighten it, but I just keep my hand secure, which still helps me in carrying him, and it's nice and comfy. Once he goes to sleep, I can just tuck his arm back in and we're good. Something I would have liked to see with this is the adjustment on the back to make it more ergonomic, but also it would have been really nice if this sash turned into a bag. My baby Catan does that, and so it's just really nice whenever I'm on the go. I can just kind of flip it inside out into a bag and just take with me. This one does not do that. It's just the sash. Overall, I think it's okay. I don't know that I would recommend it. I feel bad to say that, but I just think it's okay. I have heard a lot of amazing things about LÍLLÉbaby though, so I personally have not tried their other lines, but online I've heard good things about. So I'm willing to like try one of their other products in the future, even though I just think this is an okay product. Anyways, that's my review on the LÍLLÉbaby Dragonfly. Like I said, if I have any questions, something I didn't cover that you're curious about, be sure to leave it in the comments and I will respond as soon as I can. I also like that I have the option with the sash because it's super long to cover up his legs if I want to, if he's feeling a little chilly. So, but to take it off, I just untie the sash. And then as I'm taking the sash off, I make sure to keep my hand here. And then, oh hello. And then after this, I just kind of keep my hand on him and like slide it under here to grab him good, hold him tight. And then I pull it down below his bum. Then slip this one under, do the same thing on this side below his bum. And then grab him like this. Lift him out. If this video helped you out, please be sure to hit the like button. And I'll be posting my review on the Baby Catan Active Oasis next week, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that and turn on the notification bell. And also, once it's live, I will also link it in the description box below. Sleepy baby scratched his forehead.